Welcome back, Facebook and YouTube, part two, where I'm going to be addressing the General Seti in his recent Flat Earth videos. If you haven't checked out part one, I really encourage you to watch that video in its entirety, not from a point of choosing sides, but if you really want to understand what Flat Earthers teach and what we embrace, then I believe it's honest to hear both sides of the story, and you're going to hear more of our side here today as I correct Seti on his misinformation and his what I believe is clearly deception. So before we do that, let me say that this is no situation where we want to get all emotional to the point where we want to get violent and flat earth, globe earth, East Coast, West Coast, and we banging about science. That's the last thing that we need. If you got facts, you don't have to defend it with guns. Only religions need to do that because the truth defends itself. Once it's spoken, you can accept it or reject it, but you can't unhear it. So let's get right into what I got today, keeping in mind that Sara Suten Seti is my brother, who I have much respect and love for, so much that I would take the time and make these videos to correct him and answer a lot of questions that he asked in his videos. So let's deal with the first one. So slide number one presented by Seti is the one you're looking at now. And basically with this slide, he's explaining gravity to us. And we all basically grew up looking at this diagram. Thanks, Seti, for reteaching us something that we all, already know. I'm pretty sure all the flat earthers know about this. But just to address the whole issue here, there's more than one way to explain what keeps us grounded to the earth. And what y'all got to keep in mind is that the ancestors who lived way before us, they understood what held them to the earth. But during that time, there was no word called gravity. So how did they explain that force without the word called gravity? Because gravity is just a new word that was created when they created the globe. So wouldn't it be interesting to say, Brother Sanchez, ain't that interesting? What did the ancestors say about gravity? Because they didn't have a word in their vocabulary for gravity. So how did they define it? Wouldn't that be interesting when you want to know? So that's what I'm going to do today. Since we all know about gravity, Seti, let's think about it. I'm teaching ancient African flat earth cosmology. And our ancestors didn't have a word in their dictionary for gravity, y'all. They didn't speak this language. No one knows the language that the original pre-dynastic people spoke. They still trying to decode this stuff. But I tell you this right here, though. You don't have to know the language to understand their concept of certain laws that govern nature. You can create your own word for it, but that won't change the concept. Gravity is a theory of what holds us to the earth. It's not a fact. Density is a fact that explains what keeps all things grounded. And that's what the ancestors spoke of. But they also didn't have a word called density. But density is the ancient concept. Gravity is not. It's a new concept. Again, that word is new. I'm going to explain to you right now how the ancestors explain what keeps us grounded to the earth. And then I'm going to explain why gravity is a theory and not a fact and how it really makes no sense. So the reason gravity is only a theoretical law, it's because it can't be proven. The reason it can't be proven is because, for example, gravity supposedly explains what keeps water stuck to the earth. But then that law of gravity starts to fall apart when the investigator says, if gravity is so strong that it's holding all of the waters in the ocean to the earth, how can butterflies break this law? Do you know how many pounds that all of the waters in the ocean weigh? Do you know how much water that is? They're telling you gravity holds that to the earth, but yet a butterfly can fly right above the ocean water, none pulling it down. A butterfly that don't even weigh a pound, don't even weigh more than a penny, can break the law of gravity and fly high as it want to. But gravity is so strong, it's holding all the oceans to the earth. But a butterfly can break its law. If I put helium in a balloon, it'll float and break the law of gravity. A balloon breaks this law, but yet it can hold all the water to the earth. It doesn't make sense. Anyone honest with themselves and with logic will see that. So since gravity don't make sense, what does? It's called density. Now allow me to explain. What keeps us stuck to the earth? Your own weight keeps you stuck to the earth. Now let me explain how this works. The air particles around you determine what floats up in the air or what stays grounded to the earth. How do they determine it, Brother Sanchez? Well, anything lighter than the air particles that surround us will float. And anything that's heavier than those particles will stay grounded to the earth. So, for example, there's a gas called helium. And helium gas is lighter than the air particles or the oxygen particles around us. Therefore, when you put helium in a balloon, the balloon will always rise because helium rises. The lightest things rise. So again, helium is lighter than oxygen or the air particles around us, oxygen particles. Therefore, helium gas, helium particles rise above oxygen particles. Everything separates itself in perfect balance based on density. Because helium is lighter than oxygen, you can put helium in a balloon and that balloon will break that theoretical law of gravity because density is what's real. Gravity is what's fake. That's why it's a theory and not a fact. When we deal with density, it makes perfect sense why helium balloons can break the law of gravity because density allows them to rise. Density says that anything lighter than the oxygen particles around them will float. And anything that's heavier will stay grounded. So if you want to look at this same example as it relates to water to get better clarity on it, think about a ship. Think if you were at the ocean and you dropped a pebble into the water, that pebble will sink. But a cruise ship can float because it's full of oxygen. Now, oxygen particles weigh less than water particles. That's why bubbles rise to the surface. So everything is organized and all the particles is stacked up and organized based on its own density. Oxygen is a particle, but it's not lighter than helium, so helium rises above oxygen. But water particles is not lighter than oxygen particles. Therefore, when you put air in the water, bubbles form and they immediately find their way to the surface, and there's nothing you can do to stop that bubble from going to that surface. It ain't nothing you can do to trap that bubble down. It will find its way to the surface, buddy, because Mother Nature got everything organized. So you can't keep air particles or oxygen particles submerged because those particles weigh less than water particles. This is why ships can float, because they full of air. And air can't sink. It's very, very simple, people. Like I said, gravity can't exist. That's why it's just a theory. If it does exist, it's a weak-ass law if a butterfly can break it. But density explains all of this. So I'm just giving you the truth. Now I want to deal with this picture on another aspect, because a lot of people that accept the globe use this to explain how the moon causes the tides and how the moon revolves around the earth. So let's deal with that before we move on. So now that we got gravity debunked and we got y'all understanding the reality of what governs things, its perfect balance, its density, we can move on and we can see what's happening with the orbit of the moon. It's the gravitational pull of the earth causing the moon's orbit. This is what they teach us, so let's deal with it. So according to their science, what keeps the moon orbit sustained is the Earth's gravitational pull, basically swinging it around as it rotates. They're locked together in its gravitational pull, and they're saying that the Earth is bigger than the moon, so the Earth is pulling the moon toward it. They're saying that in so many years, because of this, our moon is going to be so close to us that eventually is going to collide back with us and end all life. So this is what they teach, that the earth is constantly pulling the moon toward us. And they're saying also that the moon is so powerful, It's controlling the tides. I want y'all to think about this. They saying the moon's so small that the Earth gravitational pull is pulling the moon toward Earth and swinging it around, causing the moon orbit. But they say the moon's so powerful that it's causing the Earth tide. I'm finna debunk them both right here. Check this out. According to the BBC, the moon is kept in orbit by the gravitational force that it exerts on it, but the moon also exerts a gravitational force, and this causes the movement of the Earth's oceans to form a tidal bulge. This is what they teach. We got to get this out before we move forward. Well, I don't think SETI even know what they teach, but according to the BBC, something I want y'all to keep locked in your head is that our science teaches us that the moon is moving away from Earth at about 1.48 degrees or 1.48 inches per year. So you go and do your research on that, you will see that our science teaches us that the moon is moving further away from us every year. They teach us that every year the moon moves away from us at 1.48 inches, but yet they still teach us that one day the Earth gonna pull the moon toward the Earth and cause a collision. How can it be both, people? How can it be both? See, I don't have to get worked up like SETI because I got truth, I got logic. Those who deny it, they're just the people who live in a lie. The only people deny truth are those living a lie. Ain't no way you're gonna tell me that every year the moon getting further away from me and still teach me that at one day the moon gonna be so close to Earth it's gonna collide. It can't be both. Now, since we got that nonsense debunked, let's move on and let's debunk. Do the moon control the ocean tides? Do the gravitational pull of the moon control the water that's on Earth? Heck no, it doesn't. Well, how can you prove it, brother Sanchez? Anybody can do a simple experiment to prove that. If the gravitational pull of the moon is so powerful that it's controlling the waters in the ocean and controlling the tides, then I should be able to stand up under the moonlight with a cup of water and see that same gravitational pull. Laugh all you want to, but this is real science and real logic. Any globe head will laugh because that debunks that whole nonsense. Think about what I'm telling you, people who like truth. If the moon is strong enough to be controlling the goddamn ocean water and causing the tides, why am I able to go to the beach and lay my cup of water on my table on the shore and it don't do the same thing to my cup of water? Think about it, people. It ain't about the answers. It's the questions that get you closer to the truth. It's these questions that Brother Sanchez is asking that they can't answer, that debunks the crap. Said it can't answer that. That's why he gonna keep making videos with his ego blinding him and calling us names and debunking a flat earth model that none of us even accept. I don't know what his agenda is, but I got love for that brother, and I want him to know that he going against one of the biggest awakenings on earth right now, brother. There's no way how you can explain to me that if the moon is controlling the ocean tides and controlling all that water in the ocean because its gravitational pull is that strong that I can be at the same ocean on the shore, sitting down on my blanket with a cup of water on my table, and the surface of my cup of water is flat, not even moving. But the ocean moving because they said the moon doing it. But the moon ain't touching my water, though. The moon is selective, y'all. The moon pick and choose on what it want to have a gravitational pull on. So the moon will control all the ocean and the tides, but it won't do none of your cup when you drinking water up under the moon. You can go outside and put a table right up under a full moon and sit a cup of water on it, and the surface of that water will remain flat all night until the sunset. So the moon can't be controlling the water in the ocean, which weighs so many pounds you can't even imagine it. But yet I'm right at the shore at the same ocean, and it ain't doing shit to my water. You better get real and start using your head unless you love being misled. That's what I think your problem is. I think y'all addicted with being fooled and bamboozled. And I'm trying to wake you up and you want to threat our lives and sick the goons on us when we telling you that these people robbing our children out of 50 million damn dollars a day, and brother Sanchez debunking this shit while I'm drinking my damn smoothie. Now let's move on to his next slide and debunk some more of this nonsense. You can't prove these damn theories against the facts. You know, before I debunk this next slide and put the beating on this damn nonsense, let me just say something. I think it's real sad that all I'm doing right now is asking questions that the government can't answer, that SETI can't answer, questions that SETI need to be asking. SETI need to be saying, damn, bro, Sanchez, you right about that. Them bastards told us that the Earth's shadow caused moon phases, but how the hell can a circular Earth cause a straight line half moon? You right, bro, Sanchez. Instead of SETI doing that, he want to sick the goons on his brother and say, man, if them niggas teaching flat earth, shoot them, beat them. I ain't saying that's what he's saying, but the energy he giving off is that's what's going on. Negroes showing up on me fall back on SETI with this flat earth shit, nigga, the globe and all like this, like we gangbanging with this science. That's called ignorance, y'all. That's what I'm trying to get SETI out of. But you got to humble yourself in order to see that you're wrong, SETI. Man, I got love for you, dog. But you know you can't answer these questions. And if Neil deGrasse Tyson and the government can't answer them, but SETI can, then SETI, they should be paying you, man, not Neil deGrasse Tyson. For real. We shouldn't be seeing the moon phases as a circle if Neil deGrasse Tyson said the earth is a pear. We should be seeing a pear shadow when we look at the moon because the earth is a pear or it's an oblate spheroid. Why the damn moon phases is a perfect circle though? So none of this stuff makes sense. And like I say, it's the questions that can't be answered that I'm asking. It ain't always the answers. They fronting like they got the answers, but I got the questions that prove they ain't got shit. You can't answer these questions, and you got to answer them to be able to say you got a fact. If I'm debunking your facts and you can't answer my questions, you just gonna make videos ignoring them. You ain't debunking shit. I'm addressing every last one of your slides individually, but you ain't answering none of these questions that I'm debunking your shit with. Nevertheless, let's keep it moving. So slide number 2, how can you cause an eclipse on a cycle like this? That's a good, reasonable question. I actually got a whole video that explains eclipses on flat Earth, but the demonstration you're looking at right now explains eclipses as taught by our ancient ancestors, which make perfect sense. The way they explain eclipses make no sense at all. They said that it's the moon passing in between the sun and the Earth causing lunar eclipses. Yeah, that sounds really convenient until I ask another question that they can't explain. If that's the case, how the hell is you looking at this video footage in front of you now of a lunar eclipse at sunrise? You really need to think about the footage that you're looking at right now. In this footage, you are looking at the sun and moon directly apart. I mean, they are separated from each other. I mean, 180 degrees face to face from each other. Yet the moon is still being eclipsed by something. And if you look from where he's standing up at this elevation, when you look over at the sun, it's a flat horizon. And when you look over at the moon, when he panned the camera all around him, it's a flat horizon from at that elevation. And you can see the sun and moon all the way down the plane. You know how far away the sun and moon is from him? Should be hidden by curvature from his elevation, y'all. The earth should actually be in between the sun and moon and more elevated, and its shadow should be causing the eclipse. But what's going on is that it's proven that our ancestors' model is real. You see, one way eclipses are caused on the flat earth model is the way you're looking at now. But there are sometimes in our reality when we have a phenomenon where eclipse happen and the sun and moon aren't converging with each other. In this case, because if the sun is on one side and the moon is on the other side, What's causing this eclipse? I'll tell you what's causing it. It's a whole completely different body. They're called the lunar nodes in Western academics, and they do that to hide the truth. But it's really the black hole suns that was spoken of by the ancient ancestors, to be brief. Even in Vedic cosmology, they describe this whole event in a story of Rahu and Ketu, which is their version of the lunar nodes. And they use these two to describe solar eclipses and lunar eclipses. It's very interesting, and it makes way more sense on an ancient ancestors cosmology. So go and check out my flat earth video on eclipses. I got a couple of them. Just check them out, and it'll go into this in detail. But basically, I've proven that eclipses can't happen on a globe. What they telling us for solar eclipses and lunar eclipses isn't right, because sometimes the explanation they give is debunked in the case that I'm showing you now. When you got a lunar eclipse at doggone sunset, they don't know how to explain that. And if you look at this video right here from the original uploader, this dude sound real stupid trying to explain it. He actually went viral. Even globe heads was mocking him, and they said how stupid he is, because there's no way to explain this stuff, and no globe heads will try to explain it. The only way it can be explained is when you look at the ancient cosmology. So yes, solar eclipses, lunar eclipses are caused when the sun and moon converge and pair up with one another. In other words, when the moon actually catch up with the sun and they converge and become one, and they continue on their circuits. That's one way. You say, well, if that happened, then why the sun and moon don't crash together? Because again, they're not physical objects. They're just light beings. They go clean through one another like a marriage. They become one. And you get the MasterCard symbol, show you the beginning process, but then the total eclipse is represented by the diamond ring that we put on a woman. You can even see that concept in the lunar eclipse, because we dealing with the moon, which is feminine. So when the lunar eclipse happened, you see the diamond ring effect. We put the diamond ring on the women for marriage. All of this stuff, I go in deep. I get into masculine, feminine, all of that with these eclipses in my Vedic black hole eclipses video that I did. But just to keep this brief, so because I got a lot of points that he had to deal with, I'm going to keep it moving. I think I proved my point here. And if you still don't think I proved my point, here's just another footage before we move on of a lunar eclipse at sunrise. And this is in Toronto. Keep in mind that the sun is behind us. The sun is behind the camera. And you can see this time-lapse footage of the moon approaching the horizon. But as you can see, some object gobbling it up. This was represented as Rahu and Ketu in Vedic astrology. And they said it was a mysterious, shadowy object. So there are objects above us that move in mysterious ways and that we can't always explain, and we'll never be able to explain as long as we keep believing NASA dumb talk and ignoring our ancestors, ignoring the real magic of our reality. Look at this picture right here of this red object passing by the moon. NASA don't show y'all this stuff. People catch this with their cameras. It's other objects in the sky. And these are light objects. They ain't physical. They're light beings. So I hope this explains eclipses for you guys. Remember, when you look at this ancient map right here, you see two sets of suns, two sets of moons, one for our Earth circle at the center, and you see there's another ring around us of lands that's been hidden by the government. But I got into that in previous videos. Listen, basically wanted to say that if you look at this map, you will see those two black suns, or those two black nodes, the lunar nodes, Rahu, Ketu, the black hole suns. You can actually see that in this map. So there's other explanations besides what you just learned your whole life from the government about how eclipse was caused, what all of us learned. I learned the same thing Seti learned, and he reteaching it to us like we don't know it. But nobody heard this stuff that I'm telling you. All I'm doing is showing you what was hidden from you. You don't got to accept it, but it make a hell of a lot of more sense than me than what our government lying ass is telling us. So why would you defend them, Seti, and go against your brother, man? They don't got your best interest in mind. I will ride for you, my brother. This go beyond flat earth, globe earth. Seti, I want you to know that I'll ride for you, bro. Real talk, but I ain't gonna be your yes man. I ain't gonna like your subscribers and all of them. I ain't no follower. See, my subscribers are teachers. They do their own studying. They even investigate and study the shit that I'm telling them. They question and challenge what I'm saying, and I love it. That's the kind of environment we got over here. That's the kind of environment you need for proper study. Not one man saying, believe me, and when you don't, I'm going to put the goons on you and have you. We can't be bringing that thugging shit in the science fields. We just trying to understand the lies that they told all of us. And flat earthers questioning their ass. Don't be defending the government. Even if you disagree with us, let us get a government this work. Quit goddamn defending them, because the shit that I'm showing you in this video, you or the government can't debunk. Now let's go and debunk some more of this crap. So again, in this next slide, he says the earth is too small. My brother, when you say too small in that context, it's T-O-O, not T-O. You use T-O when you're saying put some more thought into it. Come together. Let's hop right to it. Those are examples, my brother, of when you would use T-O. The example you use, you would use T-O-O. But anyway, the earth is too small to produce any type of force to cause something as large as the sun to revolve around it. He's saying the earth is too small because he's looking at the wrong model. The ancestors taught that the earth was an infinite plane. And if you look at the model that I'm showing you right now, it works perfectly on our ancestors' model. It actually makes more sense on this model than the model that they give us. The sun and moon are equal in size. If you look at all ancient carvings of the cosmos, you will see Ma'at sometimes balancing the sun and moon, 50-50, yin and yang, sun and moon. They're equal in size, and the mother balances them both. The thing about the sun worshipers, they want the sun to be big as hell and dominate everything. But the only proof they got to support it is CGI, illustrations, animations, and you'll never see a sun like what they show you in none of these pictures. Seti believe in drawings and CGI computer animations. He believe in a burning red ass sun that's 93 million miles away. But yet when he go to the ocean, y'all, he sees sunspots below the sun because the sun making crepuscular rays. And if you trace these crepuscular rays, they'll prove to you that the sun ain't 93 million miles away. If you want to look at this picture and think that if you trace them rays all the way to the sun, you got to go 93 million miles, you got to be a fool. How the hell can a sun be 93 million miles away making a local hot spot right above the damn ocean? Crepuscular rays you can trace right back to a close sun. What do you think these carvings of our ancestors was trying to tell y'all Negroes? That the sun is close. Don't be deceived by the people who giving you the hell cosmology. The one that rule you in filth. Without no balance, got the sun dominating above the damn mother like a fool. The same people that attack Mother Nature. You can mock it all you want, but you know it resonates with you. Don't you deny the truth, people. The sun can't be a burning ball 93 million miles away, and we looking at this picture of a close sun making crepuscular rays that you can trace right above your head. This footage you looking at now showing pilots flying above the sun. How can that happen? You mean to tell me these pilots 93 million miles away said it? Clouds behind the sun, so the clouds 93 million miles away. I think I proved my point here. I proved that the sun ain't no burning ball 93 million miles away, and that the way the sun and moon operate was explained by the yin yang, by our ancestors, balance, and it makes perfect sense. Go to Kemet, look at them walls. You say you been, you sure ain't arguing for nothing, Gab. You arguing for NASA. So the sun and moon is yin and yang according to our ancestors. The sun ain't bigger than the moon and dominating this cosmology like them sun worshiping Masons want y'all to believe. And you gotta believe it. You can't know it because you holding on to these dumbass animations of this big red ass ball of lava. Y'all believe this crap, man. We ain't teaching our children to investigate these deceivers. We teaching them just accept it and regurgitate it. When they brother come along and say, hey, they deceiving us yet again, you argue on their behalf because of cognitive dissonance. Our ancestors' cosmology is beautiful. Our reality, our cosmology is beautiful, man. The shit they giving us induces fear. We don't have a mischievous creator in this chaotic ass cosmology they've been selling to us. It's time to wake up, humanity. Now let's move on and debunk some more of Seti's nonsense. So this next slide, which is slide number 4, we already just debunked. This is just part of slide number 3. So we're going to just keep it moving. But before we do that, I just want to point out something to you about sun worship. In the top left corner, he's putting a model up there that flat earthers don't teach about. I don't accept that model, Seti. That's a dumbass flat earth model. We don't teach about that. We teach Nut and Gab ancient cosmology, something your ass running from. How can you debate flat earth and not bring up Nut and Gab? You're running from it. You don't want to disprove the Kemet that you say you love, but you still want to keep the alien talk and all of that shit, and you don't want to be wrong, so you want to rep Kemet, but still rep NASA's globe and go against Nut and Gab. So I don't want to argue with that motto in the top left because everyone know I teach Nut and Gab. I don't teach that dumb motto he's got up there. Basically, if you look at this image on the bottom, it's a bunch of CGI deception. This sun and this earth is animations, computer generated. None of this stuff is real, and they got earth as a little drawn in, little blue speck. That's blasphemy. Our ancestors taught that the earth was the center of the universe and the stage. The earth is an infinite plane, but in this damn backwards world, it's a little blue marble. Now, we say these people lie about everything, and everything they tell us is the opposite. Yet our ancestors teach about earth as an infinite plane, and they teach about it as a little blue ball, and you believe them. But you still say everything is backwards in the world. But you still believe the earth a little blue ball instead of it's an infinite plane. But you say everything backwards, though. I'd rather go with the ancestors than these deceivers. So this is blasphemy, y'all. This is the art of sun worshipers. Just like in this ancient art you looking at now, these people created this art because they didn't understand the stability of our cosmos. Our ancestors had Nut and Gab. They had the stars enclosed inside of Nut, and they had the sun and moon inside of Nut. If you look at ancient Kemetic cosmology, the sun and moon ain't on the outside of Nut. They on the inside of her above Gab, just like they circle above the earth plane in our reality, and they're equal in size, and they do just like I'm showing you in this example, just like the ancestors said. And they're very close, just like the ancestors drew in their art right here. They looked at these crepuscular rays and made the same conclusion that Brother Sanchez made. Hey, the sun got to be close if we looking at these rays and we can trace them right there to the sun. It ain't that far. The ancestors rejoiced. They lived in a beautiful reality because they understood how smart and intelligent the creator was. Yet y'all accept this dumbass cosmology that they give you with animations and the CGI and the damn drawings and the computer shit. That ain't no real sun, y'all. That's made on a computer. I can go make that. The sun you see in reality, I'm showing you in this footage here. How can they be the same? How can it be 93 million miles away, a red ball burning like hell, when I'm showing you a beautiful sun above the ocean that's close as hell, and you can prove it with the crepuscular rays, just like the ancestors did? And if it was fucking a burning ball and it was that close, then the water be boiling beneath it. So that sun is just a luminous light body, and it's a beautiful object that we won't understand if we keep looking at they damn deception and ignoring our ancestors. So Seti, I'm doing this out of love, brother. So slide number 5, what does the horizontal upside down world look like? I guess that's what he means. Well, again, he don't have a clear understanding of what flat earthers are teaching, and he's embarrassing his damn self. He even admitted that he didn't research it. Now think about this, people. What if you paid thousands of dollars to send your kids to a university and the professor showed up to class, and when they showed up in front of the class, they say, hey, get your notebooks out. I'm about to teach y'all about Earth today, but I have never researched it. I'm just teaching this shit, but I never researched it. You'll scratch your head and be like, what the hell? How can you really teach something you never researched? Think about it. If I never research airplanes, how can I go and do a lecture at Boeing? If I never fucking research airplanes, how can I stand up there and give y'all a lecture for Boeing and break down the damn 727s and I don't even know the damn names of them? Show you how much research I did, but with not doing no research, I can go and do a whole lecture on it. This is the stupidity of SETI. And I respect this brother because I learned from him in the past, but I hate to see what he's doing to himself now. He's growing, he's getting popular, he's getting a God-like attitude, it's starting a cult-like following, and it's not healthy for the community because now when you try to question these people, people think you're down talking them and they want to try to hurt you and harm you. When I'm questioning the government, I'm showing you NASA lying to all of us. Neil deGrasse Tyson and these bastards who pushing this space program, that's just what it is, a program, just like television programming. It's all to manipulate the mind and hide the truth about your reality. Why would you think your government give you the truth about your reality? You think they love you enough to give you the truth about your reality, but still spraying your ass with chemtrails every day, vaccinating your children, poisoning your water? But you think they care enough about you to tell you the truth about your cosmology, about the creation, which you're directly connected to? Hell no. Especially not when they got multi-million-dollar programs based on you believing this shit and staying scared so they can keep the programs and budgets going. So stop defending the government, said it. Help me defend our ancestors, brother. They were flat earthers. So again, if Earth is an infinite plane, I can't tell you what's up under it. But if you want to go by this dumbass model that nobody really believe in, I don't think no flat earthers believe in that. Every flat earther know that that's a government created this to make fun of us. And that's exactly what SETI is doing. He helping the government make fun of his brothers who onto their bullshit instead of standing by our side saying, listen, man, I want to try to understand it because this $50 million, my kids can use it. And we working hard, barely can make ends meet. And this space program taking $50 million a day. Shit, I'm with you, bro, Sanchez. Let me try to understand it. Instead, he fall right for their deception. Take this model that they put out to have us humiliated with and do just that, because SETI don't do real investigation, y'all. But we gonna keep it moving, and I'm gonna keep on debunking this nonsense. So slide number 6 by SETI, it's part of slide number 5, dealing with the same thing about under this disc and how the sun and moon work. We don't want to get into that again, y'all. Let's keep it moving. We don't want to be redundant. Okay, so next slide number 7 is, are there people on the other side of the planet, and why not? What do they look like, and what are the names of the nations and people? What he's saying is, are there people living up under that disc where they got that little dirt, them little dirt mountains hanging at? But again, it's easy to criticize and humiliate this dumbass model that the government put out there for people to do just that when they hear flat earth. But you gotta dig deeper. You just can't debunk this government deception and think you investigated flat earth. There's much to it, and I'm showing you all of that here, as well as many previous videos that you all need to explore on this channel. Check these videos out. Mirror the uploads. Put them on your channel. You have my permission. Put this stuff out there, y'all, because they're going to be shutting it down soon. We got to reach as many people as we can with the truth. So he said about other nations and peoples that may exist. Well, in my previous part one, what I did, I spent a huge part of that part one debunking SETI, explaining hidden lands. And I just did a whole sit down with You Been Exposed. And we went on about the mysteries of the races and all of that and all of the land that they hiding with these treaties. But that's off the subject. That's about lands and people. He trying to be funny, about this little image here. I basically told y'all that I don't accept this image. That's deception. But I do want to say that I do have a video talking about nations and other people that's being hidden from us, even though that's off the subject of me debunking him and he wasn't asking about that. I would like y'all to check that stuff out. But let me get back on subject and stay with the slides. Slide number 8 by my brother Sara Suten Seti, the general. And listen, y'all, that's my brother, all right? This is science. Seti has a lot to teach and a lot that you can learn from, but he's not versed in this area of cosmology, and he did admit that. He said he didn't research it. So why he keep on making videos embarrassing himself, I don't know, because people who did research it just gonna keep tearing them apart, and the more he do it, the more credibility he gonna lose, because everybody ain't followers, everybody ain't yes men. That's what he hoping on, but some of us really want to know the truth, and for those who do, that's the only reason I'm doing this video, to give you both sides. So he said you would literally have to fly upside down or visit the opposite side of the planet, but he's using this wrong model. People, let me show you how airplanes move above our flat plane. I already went over this in a previous video, that this is how airplanes move on a flat earth. Very simple, above your head in circles, just like the sun and moon move. All right, it's not nothing I got to go into for hours and minutes. He using the wrong model. That's why it don't make no sense. But what you see here makes perfect sense. So come on, people. If you want me to go deeper into that, then watch part one. I speak about it for more time. I'm showing you right here how ships sail around the flat earth. They not going over a ball of water. Water don't flow uphill. Okay, it don't bend. Ships ain't going over a curve at the horizon when you looking in front of you, because if that's true, then why it ain't going over the horizon when you look at them to the left and right of you? That should be true on both axes, your y-axis and x-axis. It just can't happen in the front. That will make the earth a rolled up piece of carpet. If we just see them go over the curve in the front, but the sides stretch on though. Why ships don't go over the curb left and right? If the curb in front of you, that's what they say to you, pull out a telescope and zoom in, then you can see the ship. But a globe head think they can see like eagles, y'all. They think they got eyes like robots. They think their eyes are the telescope. They don't think that humans got eye limitations and we can't see far, far, far. Light you can see far because it's emanating. But that's a whole nother lecture. Basically, he misinterpreted, he getting it all wrong with this airplane. Furthermore, airplanes could only fly even with the plane. They're called a plane for a reason. Airplanes fly even with the plane. They teach you in pilot school to fly even with the horizon. If you was on a globe, ain't no way you can do that, because you'll be looking at a damn curve, not a horizontal horizon. Can you imagine trying to land a damn plane on a globe that's moving 1,000 miles per hour? Can you imagine somebody being so stupid even trying to fly a plane on a planet moving 1,000 miles per hour, when all you got to do is raise up off the ground and let the planet keep moving and just drop down when your city get up under you? The globe don't make sense, y'all. It's really laughable when you start investigating it. Now, the way planes fly makes sense above the plane. If it was fucking trying to fly on a globe, it would have to constantly nosedive to keep from flying out into outer space. If we was at the beach looking in front of us at a ship go over the horizon, globe heads say that that ship going over a curve. But yet, if an airplane was flying above that ship, we'll still see the airplane, but we won't see the damn ship. But the globe, they show you it got the clouds and the sky bending with the water. So shouldn't the damn clouds be curving down with the curve that we see in the ocean? Use your doggone head, people. How the hell the ship going over the curve, but the plane ain't going over the curve? If I'm a pilot that's flying above the damn ship, at the point the ship go over that curve, I should be dipping my nose so I don't fly off into space. If that's true, if a plane was following above that ship, when that ship go over the curve, the plane would have to dip its nose down so it don't go off into outer space. If the ship going over the curve at that point, it don't make sense on a globe, but it make perfect sense on a flat earth. And it also explains why airplanes fly even with the plane. Accept the truth of our ancestors, brother. They hid the truth from us about our ancestors. I'm just giving it to you. Don't have cognitive dissonance. That's what we had when we came out of the religions. We didn't want to believe them gods weren't real. But now I'm here to restore balance and bang the hammer. Ma'at. Mother Nature shall be restored, and it's going to happen with truth. Point number 8, debunked. Let's move forward. Slide number 9 by General Seti. Without gravity, how can you stand upside down on a planet? I apologize for being so redundant, but I want to deal with each slide. Again, I don't accept the model he's using, so nobody got to worry about you standing upside down on them little mountains that they drew there. And the picture to the left, I really don't understand why he would even go through the trouble pasting this dumb shit together. General, open your mind. Stop being so full of ego, brother. Stop, man. Research this shit, man. I'm tearing your damn globe apart. And I hate to do this to you, but I'm really doing it to NASA. I'm doing it to the government and their model. So you getting your ass caught in the crossfire trying to defend your government. When the people wake up to this deception, you don't want to be in the way, bro. You don't want to be in the way. We tired of being deceived. There's no way I can be debunking this shit this quick on these videos and we believed it all our life. The same thing with religion. We be in it most of our life and somebody come along and tell us about the Council of Nicaea and how it all, and give us back the story of it. Free our minds. We reject it at first. We rebuke them at first. But we eventually research it and get over it. We was wrong and now we happy and we move on. But there's more that we're wrong about. The globe is one of them. And I'm clearly proving it to you now, people. I'm proving that our ancestors was telling the truth. You're on a flat earth and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. People, don't mock your ancestors like everyone else did throughout history. So I explained gravity. I explained everything in this slide. Let's move to the next slide. In this slide right here, he got this nigga here is phenomenal. And I just wanted to put this up here too, even though it don't got nothing to do with flat earth. I could have left this one out, of course. I just wanted to show y'all the ego at play. You didn't research none of this shit. You admitted you didn't. And because of it, we ripping this shit apart because we actually researched it. Flat earthers actually researched this stuff. We all learned about the globe. So flat earthers didn't go and research the globe when they heard about flat earth truth. They went and researched the ancients and they started putting it to the test and they found out, damn, it really ain't no curvature. Damn it, y'all, it's really true. The ancestors was telling the truth. But if you live your whole life believing the globe and you never say, man, let me see if the ancestors was true. Because it is called a horizon because it's horizontal. It is called a planet because it's a plane enclosed in a nut or net. I'm proving to you with each slide that our earth is flat and not a globe. You can't deny what I'm showing you. So for you to have that much ego on a subject you didn't research and that I'm picking apart slide by slide, it shows you where we at in our conscious community. We at a dangerous point where ego and insults are valued more than facts, proof, evidence, truth, swagger and tough talk, threats and mockery. The same thing Neil deGrasse Tyson doing. That's who they learn it from, y'all. We in a matrix. Said it, man, you can do so much good if you didn't have so much damn ego. Slide number 11, he says horizontal basically means flat. I'm going to summarize this here so we can move on. When he used this slide and this definition, he's basically using it to show you that the earth ain't flat. Basically, what he was saying is that because the earth got mountains and features upon it, that mean it ain't flat. So that's like saying a table is flat, but if you sit a cup on top of it, the table ain't flat no more. The horizon is flat. Once the creator places mountains and trees on top of that horizon, it's no longer flat. Once humans start walking upon that horizon and set his mind, is no longer flat. A basketball court is flat to Seti, except for when people start playing basketball on it. Because Seti's explanation was earth ain't flat because it got features and mountains upon it. So in Seti's logic, yeah, a basketball court ain't flat because you got people standing on it and bleachers sitting upon it. A surface is flat no matter what sits upon it. Don't be like Seti. I'm trying to save your children for this kind of dumb ass logic and thinking. Don't be so full of your ego you let these kind of people lead you. The shit he's saying, man, you got to be high if you think water flow uphill and you calling yourself intelligent and you can debunk some shit without researching it. That shit make you feel like you Superman. Why the fuck you think this dude got a cape on? But you can't be right if you never be wrong. So you live in a world that can't get right. Since don't nobody want to admit that we wrong, we'll never correct ourselves. We just gonna be full of ego and let people lead our children with dumbass logic that say a table ain't flat once you put your damn cup upon it. Let's move on. So basically, men and women are born from mothers. And our ancestors spoke of a great mother. We speak of earth, we say Mother Earth. We speak of nature, we say Mother Nature. So there's a reverence of the mother when we deal with ancient writings and ancient lifestyle and especially cosmology. That mother role was desecrated in the garden when we deal with Eve. Everything I'm telling you now is tying into this slide number 12 that we're dealing with now with Seti, because he's giving you sun worship to the left. Now let me continue building about the great mother as you look at that sun worship to the left. You see, the great mother, just like men and women are born from the woman species, the great mother balances the scales. What do you mean, Brother Sanchez? What's the force and intelligence that keeps the sun and moon on their perfect circuit? It's been done by an intelligent creator. It ain't the result of a big bang and a chaotic explosion and a dumbass universe with meteors and rocks and just random mishaps that you never know. Shit can clash at any time. Yet our days are so carefully planned, and night and day is perfect 12 hours, and sun and moon is equal size and it's balanced. But we believe the opposite. We believe that the sun is bigger than the earth. This is the backwards mindset of the heliocentric people who blaspheme the feminine aspect. The ancestors said that the earth was the mother, and you put your seed in her, and she feed her children with fruits and plants. Mother Nature, Ma'at. Make a long story short, the image to the right is the flat earth model that he mocked, but you can really see the balance in that model. You can see the sun and moon equal sizes, just like the ancestors show. And you can clearly see how day and night is created as the sun and moon performs their circuits above us. There are so many times where you see the sun and moon out at the same time. And if that's true and we're on a globe, then what happens at the bottom of the globe? If I wake up in the morning and go outside and see the sun and moon in the sky from my location, what are the people at the bottom of the globe looking at? A sky without a sun or a moon? So the fact that we see the sun and moon in the sky at the same time proves that day and night is not caused the way they've been teaching us, and that the sun and moon are just as the ancestors say, equal in size with a beautiful circuit pattern above us. That's called balance, negative, positive. not one outweighing the other like a big ass sun and a little bitty little blue earth. That's like a damn seesaw to one side. Our ancestors had balance, and that's what we perceive in our reality. The sun and the moon is doing 360s above us, but somehow they get 365. And that's how they give you a year based on the dumbass Gregorian calendar. But Seti embraces that. He embraces Pope Gregory calendar that tell you it's 365 degrees in a circle. None of y'all don't know y'all real age or what your real birthdays is. You're still accepting the calendar that got two Caesars in it, Augustus and Julius, July and August. That's what Seti giving y'all with this cosmology. He embracing everything the beast gave us, but said he banging on the beast. So the sun ain't at the center of any of the ancient cosmologies. The great mother sits at the center of all ancient cosmologies. What you don't realize, people, is when you look at Nut and Gab, you looking at the cosmos. At the center of our cosmos is the North Pole, not the sun. The sun is circling above us with the moon. They're not that big. They're equal in size, and they're beautiful lights that creates a hypnotic effect on us all. They're hiding the mysteries of the stars from us. You think they're giving you the truth and the ancestors giving you the lie? You got to be foolish to trust the deceivers. After thousands of years, them pyramids at Giza still aligning themselves with the same constellations they always align themselves with. How can that be possible if we was on a globe? We would be moved inside of new areas of the universe with new constellations and all of that. But we look up at the same sky the ancestors looked at. That proved that our sky is in motion above us and the earth is stationary. Polaris is called Polaris because it's the pole star. What pole? The North Pole. Why isn't there a pole star for the South Pole? Because there is no South Pole. There's only a South Ring. Why, when people cross the equator going south, their compasses don't turn around and point to the magnetic South Pole? Think of somebody holding a compass upside down on the bottom of the globe at the South Pole. How would that compass work? If all compasses point toward the North Pole, imagine somebody at the bottom of a globe holding a compass. Where would a needle point to? The fact that all compasses point to the center of our flat plane to the great mother show you that's where the magnetic energy is. When you say magnetic, the root word of it is ma, M-A, ma. That's the root word of ma'at. This is the great mother. Ma'at is the tree of life. That's why her hands is spreaded. The T is the tree. When you trace and outline a T, you get a triangle or a trinity angel. These three angles form the sacred womb or the vulva, the V, the vortex, the Venus. The man is the penis. But I get into all of the masculine, feminine aspects in a lot of my videos. I don't want to deal with that here. But the sun and moon is balanced, and I wish Seti could just see the beauty of our ancestors' cosmology and embrace the truth about his reality and quit denying it. Now let's move on. So slide number 13 by Sara Suten Seti. You cannot circumnavigate a flat surface with edges. You can only backtrack your steps. For the sake of not being so redundant and repeat myself a million damn times, I just explained circumnavigation to y'all. Don't make me repeat myself again. Let's move on. Slide number 13. You cannot circumnavigate flat surface with edges. You can only backstep. God damn it, let me deal with it since he being redundant. Seti, we don't believe in a flat surface with edges. We believe in a flat surface without edges. There is no edges to the earth according to our ancestors. There are no known edges to it. Okay, so you can't fall off of it because when you do reach any type of barrier, it's a 200 feet ice wall. And when they reach it, they got to fly helicopters off of the ship just to get up on the thing. So you can't fall off the flat earth because ain't no edges to it. We enclosed in a big ass ice wall. But you can fall off of a globe though. Unless you want to talk about falling off of some shit. What's holding the people up under the globe from not falling off? Oh, yeah, that theory called gravity. But I just explained a fact called density. Gravity don't exist because the globe don't. There's no people up under you walking upside down. Up is up to everybody on earth. The creator ain't no damn unfair, uneven ass creator. Up is up to everyone on earth, and down is down to everyone on earth. But that ain't true on a globe. Everybody don't experience the same up on the globe, y'all. But yet we all look up at the same stars, same Polaris. It can only be possible on a flat earth. So again, just because you leave your house and walk around a block don't mean you went over a curve. And I go over this deeper in detail in previous videos, as well as part one when I put that work on Seti. Now let's continue and give them some more of this work. Slide number 15 from Sara Suten Seti. What force keeps people and the objects from falling off the edge? Oh yeah, I don't need to go over this. We already went over gravity. We already explained density. Next slide. Slide number 16. There is no way to achieve gravitational pull without circular motion, so they disregarded gravity in the flat earth theory. Again, I already explained gravity. Yeah, we disregard gravity because it is the theory. The flat earth ain't the theory. That's what said it wrong with his little picture with his truck. The only way you can refute the shit that we saying, which is facts, is with insults. It's detrimental to the generation of our children if we ignore facts and evidence, remain in ignorance, don't teach our children critical thinking, and we just got the kind of children when they faced with an obstacle, all they know how to do is make jokes and insults and act like babies. Now, said it's supposed to be the leader and a grown man acting like a damn child. This ain't science. Furthermore, the damn picture he used of flat wheels on a car to support gravity only supports my belief that said it really ain't got them all. Because circular wheels on a car making a car go forward ain't got shit to do with their theory of gravity. A car moving forward ain't got nothing to do with proving no theory called gravity. I would have gave you more props if you would have said, damn, the car's being stuck to the earth, what's holding it down? And drop the microphone like Neil. Then show some square tires to support gravity. The general is really smart, y'all. Everything I gave you in this video to debunk every last one of his slides, that's science. That's critical thinking. Questions he'll never answer, because you can't. You can't. That's why gravity is the damn theory, not flat earth. So yeah, gravity is disregarded, and it's disregarded in your reality. There is no gravity. What the hell existed before gravity? How did the ancestors explain it? I just broke it all down to you. Those of you who really like truth, you will sink it in, research it, replay it, learn it, and you will go free other people's minds like I'm trying to do here with the general. So that completes the whole debunking of y'all damn general. I hope he don't make no more videos and force my hand again. I ain't gonna be so nice if he continue on making videos about a subject that he admitted he didn't research on. So if he continue to put bullshit out and nonsense misleading the people with this dumb shit when we trying to question the government why they got this Antarctic treaty, what they hide, and why the hell NASA need $50 million a day to give us these fake ass pictures of the earth that said they're using to argue with. Y'all believe this shit real and you get mad at me because I'm telling the truth to the government. But you want to defend the government because you got your damn ego and your money and your lies tied up into they damn lie. Nobody want to go back and correct themselves. So General Seti, I got love for you, man. I just want you to humble yourself because we can't get better if we never be wrong. Seti, you don't know everything, man. You can't keep saying how much you been around the world and all of this shit what you did like you the only one that done it, brother. You don't know everything. This video proved that. This series proved that. Now I'm going to give you a minute to let your ass heal. And if you come out with another video, I'm going to take this belt off again. I'm going to lay Seti ass across my lap, and I'm going to put this belt on his ass once again. Go and research this shit before you start making more videos, making yourself look dumb. Much love to you, my brother, and much love to all of y'all. If you want to learn more about Flat Earth Truth and you new to this, please explore my channel. For those of you who subscribe, make sure you still subscribe, because YouTube unsubscribe people without them knowing. When you subscribe, click the little bell that's next to the subscription button so it'll let you know when I upload videos and when I go live. Shout out to my family of patrons. I need y'all's support to continue this movement. It takes a lot of resources and time. The truth isn't popular. The lies get the most support. I gotta keep it real. Y'all know I got much love for all of y'all. Shout out to You Been Exposed. And shout out to Master Ace. Shout out to Nathan Thompson. Shout out to Charles Powell, Ken Beckford. Shout out to John L. Gray. Shout out to Netalets, a.k.a. Chief Calanango. Shout out to my brother Subtle Infinity. Shout out to each and every last one of my patrons, the names that you see on the screen. That is a big part of what allows me to continue to do what I do. Shout out to my patrons, and shout out to just you viewers who support me by sharing the video and just hitting the like button. That means a lot too. Shout out for you who just pay me your attention. That means a lot too. So I love all of y'all. Seti, we all learning. It's science, but I'm serious about the truth, and what I've proven here should resonate with y'all. Like, you really can't argue with these facts, and if you can, I would like to hear it. I would like you to correct me. But if you continue to make videos, I will continue to pick them apart meticulously. So with that being said, see y'all on the other side. Remember, new uploads every Thursday. Peace and much love.